Scott here, Scotty's Animals. This is never one of the videos that I want to do. I want my channel to be informative and entertaining and filled with joy. But when you're taking care of animals, and a lot of them that come from situations that were less than ideal, or they've had a bad start in life, especially when it's health-wise, this part of the job is inevitable, even though I go to great lengths to try to make it as few and far between as possible. I have some pretty old piggies, and I've had some senior pigs and pigs that have battled health problems, and when they go at a ripe old age, for a guinea pig, it's always too soon, but I take it with a certain grace, knowing that I gave them a good home and the best care I could. And this is also the case with Nails, but Nails was barely, from what best I can figure, barely 2 years old, which by any stretch is way too young. This basically just happened last night, and I'm still in shock that I've lost him. But I want to talk about what was going on with his health, how I discovered his illness or this situation, and what happened, because a lot of you may have even discovered my channel through rescuing Nails, and he's been a big part of my life for these past 2 years. So you may remember that I found Nails. Someone contacted me from a feed store in Bakersfield, and they said that they had a guinea pig that was there for 2 months who had been having seizures and scratching, and they have basically tried to do everything they could, and he just wasn't getting any better. And they somehow found the LA Guinea Pig Rescue. They found me, and I knew, based on their description, that he had mange, and I knew I could help him rather than try to tell them what to do. I just figured time was of the essence, and I just didn't want him to suffer any longer than he already had, which was for 2 months. Basically, he was being treated for a fungal infection. He was been given antifungal baths, but they just didn't realize that what he had was a parasite infection, or he had mange, and you just need ivermectin, and that will kill the mange. And he was having such bad seizures, but based on the experience of what I've seen at the rescue, we give them children's Benadryl, and we just try to keep them as comfortable as possible as their scabs and wounds are healing. And that meant for the first few days, staying up with him, having him sleep in a small pet store cage next to my pillow. And if he would go into seizures, I would blow on his face to try to interrupt that seizure and snap him out of it, and just be there to comfort him. And so, of course, I developed a bond with him, and I didn't want to let him go. And if you followed that story and you watched over the past 2 years, you could see that he made a full recovery. He became a little plump boy, and he grew up, even though his growth was stunted in the beginning. But about a year ago, right at the beginning of 2020, I took him in for a health check to the vet. He was having some labored breathing, and the vet decided that he should go on heart medicine. And so for the past year, almost, he had been on heart medicine. Billy also went to the vet at that checkup, and he also is on heart medicine. They both are on Lasix, which is a furosemide diuretic that helps remove any liquid in the lungs from heart disease. And they both were on, Billy still, on benazepril, which is a low tensin that's a heart disease medicine. And I'm supposed to give it twice a day. And for the better part of a year, I've given it to both of them daily, twice a day. But you know how life is. Sometimes you skip a dose, or I was unable to give it to them at the exact same time every day. It's just life.